Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 278. I'm back down in the basement with my co-host and teenage son, Jack, who is at university, to talk about another week of professional wrestling. We always go deep dive into Dynamite. We will talk NXT, we'll talk a little bit of Raw, anything else we feel like, some trivia, some news, some banter before them. Check the timestamps if you want to navigate to any particular portion of the show, but I assume everyone wants to hear every syllable that we have to say, wouldn't you think?
Everything.
So I don't know how much we'll banter about because we just talked last night. We watched Dynamite last night and chatted for a bit. I'm immersed in the world of basketball again. The high school team I'm coaching. What's that? Yeah, you too. The high school team I'm coaching had a tournament on Friday. Didn't go great. And then your brother had early ball today and early ball tomorrow. So I've been up like 6 o'clock-ish for the last couple of days and tomorrow, which I know for a lot of people isn't a big deal, but I am not an early morning guy. I don't know what it is, man. Something about 7 o'clock. If I get up after 7, I'm okay. Before 7 makes a huge difference. I can do it.
Even 7's not great.
And you said you slept in today, which is nice. So you're the opposite of me. So you should be well rested.
Yeah, only because I was up.
Killing this podcast while I'm trying to get through it, but we'll see how it goes.
We should hope
anything else new? Just been doing schoolwork and hanging out, writing essays and things.
Not busy with work and stuff.
You gonna work? And you can work your job when you come home for Christmas. Yeah, December 18th, right? You got to be out.
So excited.
So we'll have a couple of weeks where we're recording in person.
Yeah,
again.
I think so.
So.
Yeah, my friend was just asking me about when we have to be back.
I don't know either,
for next term, but I haven't even.
And for the audio people listening, probably none. No one as nerdy as me. I'm back on a different Temu mic this week. So my buddy Bark that does obscure mics, audio guy. So I sent him a link. Now and then I'm curious. So I'm like, I use this mic. Tell me what you think. Or I won't tell him what mic I used and tell me what you think. And he actually liked the Temu mic so much that he's going to. I think he ordered the exact same one. So I'm trying a different one this week to see, because he, maybe it sounded good because I EQ'd it well, which I doubt. I think that's the least likely option because I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't do a lot, but I try to make things sound better. So it's probably mostly credit to the mic being half decent, but I don't know. So we'll see. But he decided to pick that up. So we'll see if he likes this one. I don't know, dude. What else do you want to talk about? Anything? I don't either.
I don't think I got much going on.
So we'll
be in person next week.
We'll have done things maybe and have more to talk about then.
Something.
Yeah. So I say we just get into it then. Sound good? All right. First segment. It is talking about any of the week's wrestling news and rumors. All right. First thing I have for news. I only have 3 things. They're not that exciting, but maybe I'm going to steal some. May steal some of each other's. SmackDown in the bad news section. Actually, you know what? It's non-news because we don't watch it and never will.
That's true.
Going back to 3-hour format in 2026.
That is one of mine, yeah.
I don't know exactly when.
Or why.
Just make sure that I won't ever watch it because I don't do 3 hours of anything.
They tried 3-hour format this year and it sucked. So they moved it back to 2 hours and it still sucks. So unless they do a draft and even out the rosters, this is going to suck.
Yep, they only care as long as it's getting ads and ad revenue, right? I imagine is what they're concerned about. Not
enough people are watching. Not
the quality of the show, but
they're getting like low numbers or whatever, right? But
yeah, they are getting very low numbers. So maybe I don't know. Anyways, we're getting back to 3 hours, which I don't know. It's crazy.
That's 6 hours of main roster a week in a time where main roster is absolute dookie.
Well, there was notable stuff on Raw this week. We'll get to that. At least notable. There's things I liked, but
let's see.
What do you got?
For going to TNA, they haven't run actual TV in a month, so they finally did an actual episode of Impact this week. And on the
you told
they
me
had
this.
Santana win the world title on one of their biggest shows ever.
Yep.
They didn't have him win the title at Slammiversary because they wanted to put on NXT guy Trick, right? So they had to wait. They made him wait all the way until Bound for Glory. They finally put the belt on him. Then as soon as he's champion, they don't run actual TV for a month.
Right.
And then he loses the title on the first show he's on.
Cass
Kaz cashed in the Call Your Shot trophy after Santina beat Ryan Nemeth, and then he got beat up by NXT invaders, which is High Rise, Dempsey, Stax, Lexus King, and Brooks Jensen.
Wow.
So,
And
Brooks Jensen's on Evolve, by the way.
I was like, I'd totally forgotten about Brooks Jensen. So.
Like, that just sucks for Santana. Now, like, apparently he no-showed the meet and greet beforehand or whatever, and like almost no-showed Turning Point, but like they're turning that into a story, so I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
And it's also lame if it's like, I don't know. It's just...
And then also, because that was one of mine too, sort of piggybacking off it, and also word was circulating backstage, whatever that means, that he's not answered calls or text messages from the company. So
I don't know how legit that was.
Whether it's legit or not, he does have the kind of right to be annoyed if this is him actually annoyed, because I don't know, I like Santana a lot, and I thought, yeah, it's time to...
Yeah, Santana's cool. I mean, I'm still disappointed we never got that tag around with him and Ortiz, but I'm glad he's like doing well.
Me too. And TNA is quickly becoming the place where, hey, you work for NXT, but we have no ideas for you right now. We got nothing for you, so we'll send you over to TNA.
Yeah.
It's got to just be a matter of time before they buy them, right? Outright?
Yeah, I would think so. And TNA is always going to TNA. They're always going to do stupid stuff like this. I mean, even if it does end up with him getting the title back again, what's the point?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just have him, like, you already had him waiting to beat Trick, so why wouldn't you just have like Santana have a long run with the belt?
Which leads me to believe it is a work, right? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense to put the title on Santana finally, and he was really over, at least in NXT. I don't watch TNA anymore, but
he seems to be pretty popular.
Right, so I didn't quite understand that either. But go ahead and do another one, because I piggybacked off your Santana.
Yeah, okay. And more on TNA, Wesley's back there, back under the Desmond Xavier name with the Rascals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just showed up last night, and they beat the system, I think. That all four of them are together now.
So another get fired from NXT, or not renewed.
It makes
I don't
sense.
remember.
He was there at first, right before NXT. The only thing that's weird is that like they're just retconning his heel turn, because remember he turned heel on the Rascals.
Yes, they had it. Yeah,
in NXT. So like they seem to be ignoring that. But it's a logical fit for him. I don't really see him going anywhere else.
I know, like, and it's too bad, because I think they could have used him on main Raw. They could have used him.
That's why they got him.
They wouldn't use him well, but they could have used him.
They didn't see a spot for him, which is fair.
Yeah, too bad for him. He's a good wrestler. I'll just never see it. Although, let's be honest, he's going to do the whole gone from NXT in TNA back in NXT. Yeah. So I'll probably will see him again.
Be like, oh my, he has a different name.
Right. Last thing I had, and it's kind of TNA stuff too, is that Joe Hendry, surprise, surprise, we've been saying it forever, is officially gone from TNA Wrestling,
I had to.
And is officially now a full-time WWE superstar, which is exactly what we expected. And again, this TNA WWE arrangement is still strange to me.
It is. And like, I love how they had to clarify for months and months and months that he's still signed to TNA. He's still signed to TNA, even though he's like on NXT half the time.
And you and I are sitting here going, he is gone the second.
He's been gone.
The second. They're there to raid TNA.
I think his contract was supposed to be still going for a little while, but I think WWE swooped in to like pick it up or something. I swear I saw something like that. I'm going to see if I can find it.
I'd be bringing Slater over as soon as I could.
Which I feel like they're already trying to like...
they're angling for that.
Backdoor that,
yeah. I personally enjoy Macklin. I know he came from NXT. I think he's cool. I don't know who else on TNA I want to see. If I'm WWE, like, who are you hyped on?
I mean, Santana, maybe.
I know. Yeah, it's okay. So Santana, Macklin, Leon, Slater.
Even Macklin's the guy that WWE didn't want, though.
That's right. I'm trying to think of women that are, like Tessa, they're not going to probably touch.
She was on Team TNA, so maybe WWE wants Kalani Jordan.
We got Lessa Kalani on NXT this week. Remember last week it was like Kalani throughout the show. So I have nothing else.
I don't know who they want, because like Tessa, talent wise, but I don't know if they want that. I mean, they don't. I don't know why they wouldn't take Tessa. They don't have morals.
Maybe they'll bring Miss Jackson back.
They could, or Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox. Oh, where's Noam Dar?
Didn't he get injured again? No, did he?
I don't know. I don't remember what the latest.
Because Metaphor dissolved, and so
Noam Dar's so good, man.
Noam Dar's done, I think.
Yeah, he's washed, as the kids say.
I don't know where he is.
Me either.
I think, like the Heritage. Oh, because he was injured. Because then they vacate the Heritage Cup, and then that's how Stax has it now.
And now I think it's just gone. They just dropped it altogether. There's no mention of it.
They knew they weren't really trying with it anymore.
They were not really trying with it.
So it's kind of fair.
Yeah. I got nothing else. So
Me too.
really, that's quick news for us. Hey, wrestling, do better. Bring some,
Do more things.
have some things happen that are interesting and worth talking about. So we'll move on from that. We'll go into AEW's weekly show. It was blood and guts this week. Felt like a mini pay-per-view kind of, right? So let's talk about that now. AEW Dynamite. Talk to me about blood and guts. There certainly was blood, not so much guts.
There's never any guts. It's always disappointing on that front.
Right? I'm waiting for the year there's guts. Plenty of blood.
They could go light in the blood next year and just go all guts, and I think that would like balance it out.
Heavy in the blood from people I wasn't necessarily expecting.
Yeah, for sure.
As much blood too.
So we kick off with the women's blood and guts match, which was Statlander, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, Jamie Hayter, and Mina Shirakawa, and Toni Storm against the Triangle of Madness, Mercedes Moné, Megan Bayne, and Marina Shafir. With the heels had the advantage in this one.
Remember, my first note was Jack notices the buffer space. Question mark.
Yeah, on the entrance stage side and the announce table side, they have like these black rectangle spaces that are like buffers between the cage and the apron. It actually gives an ample space. It's like kind of doubles the width of the apron essentially, which I thought was kind of an interesting choice. I thought it was cool though. It kind of gave them some more room to operate.
Right.
And then I kind of questioned the choice to have Sky Blue start for the heels. I thought that was a terrible choice.
Yeah, she's not
ended up doing terrible here. It's just like generally she's not very good.
She exactly, because that's usually you're putting the workhorse in, right? Is the thing, because
last year they chose to have Nia Jax start for
that was hilarious.
That was terrible.
This wasn't quite to that degree, but this would not be who we choose to start for sure. I would like to start with
Moné and Statlander just because then like you kind of paying out the feud and like, or you're furthering the feud, and then also because like they kind of sell that Moné is the one who doesn't really want to be in this.
That's the thing. They were kind of
interesting to have Moné be forced to start, or I would have chosen Tekla or Bayne.
Because they were kind of saying that the Moné didn't really care as much as the rest. So
I think Moné having been there the longest would have been kind of funny, or just for pure like just in ring talent, I would have done her, Bayne, or Tekla for the.
So kayfabe wise, is it they choose who goes in, or it's randomly picked, or do we know?
I think they choose because they were talking with the Death Riders about how like they thought Mox would send in Claudio sooner, or Mox chose to not go in last, right? Pac was last for them. So I think he's usually, because I don't think it really matters in this case. The order, since everyone's going to be in there anyways.
True.
And obviously,
the match doesn't even start. Oh my!
So.
Can we talk for a second about how stupid that is?
I think we mentioned this last time.
I'm sure it's an axe we like to grind.
Because like the simple phrasing change makes all the difference. Is that like the match can't end until everyone's
right?
there.
Just exactly. Just say the match cannot end until everyone's in. To say that it doesn't
sound the same on the surface until you think about it for a second. You're like, oh wait, no, that's not what that means.
So that would make this women's match go from 43 minutes or whatever it actually was down to 15, like on the official record.
Like that,
But anyways, it just irks me as a English major.
It's that, and then it's the gauntlet match, the casino gauntlet, sudden death.
Sudden death.
It is true. It's just they also harp on that a lot.
They do. Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, Sky Blue starting for the heels, and then Willow starts for the babyfaces, which I think is a smart choice. I mean, with the babyface team, the only person I probably wouldn't have start is Harley. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's for sure.
But like Statlander, Willow, Hayter, Mina, Storm, any of those to start, like they're fine, right? It's like there's less weaknesses on that team, I think. Whereas I probably wouldn't have either Sisters of Sin member start.
Nope.
The heels, and then also I probably wouldn't put Shafir in there because like. Shafir, I don't know.
Last time she was wrestling somewhat regularly, we were not a fan, and then
was that are you referring to like the NXT?
No, even in AEW we have.
Oh right, yeah, she was a little more regular. Wasn't she teaming with Nyla Rose at one point?
And we weren't thrilled.
Death Riders,
We've enjoyed her character. We've enjoyed her role in Death Riders for sure.
Yes, when she was like one of my favorite non-wrestling people last year, I think.
Right. It's like, look like you're super tough and mean, and then she doesn't have to wrestle.
And she beats up dudes.
She does.
And gets beat up by dudes.
But we have not been a fan of hers in ring in general. So yeah, I wouldn't start with her either.
But yeah, anyways, decent choice for the faces at least. We got Willow swing blew around by her hair. She's already bleeding a lot. The bleed
I
did
think she
start
got
really.
sent. Oh my God! Take a drink every time they say the word "steal" on this. My God, they say "steal."
There are a lot of steel things.
So she got. I think it was when she got sent into the unforgiving steel chain link fence that she. Yeah, like she was cut open early on
It
this.
got much worse later too. You could
It
really
will
tell.
probably be our thumbnail or at least part of it.
Yeah.
And like I told
Um,
you, we're not monetized, so they can't
yeah.
demonetize us.
We got Julia Hart entering next. It was actually kind of weird how kind of oddly predictable the entry order was.
You predicted the women's like every single one. I think the
Pretty much.
men's what not as good, but
Men's a little less so, but like with this, I think I forgot to do it later on, but then I've every time I did it, I think I was batting 1,000 there.
yes, with the
Um,
women for sure.
Hart does like the Undertaker old school thing, and it looks terrible again, like just awful. No
Because
impact and
that's
like
yeah.
setup is long. If the setup, like the walk the rope setup is kind of lame, but if you do something cool like one of those flippy arm drags, I'll be like, okay, sure, at least it looks cool. But like hers, just looks terrible.
Like a 90, well, maybe 100-pound woman. No, it's no fault of hers, but
Yeah, well,
it's
she doesn't even look like she's hitting them hard, so it doesn't even look like she's trying to like make up
right.
for that, right? Like it just looks terrible every time. Sisters of Sin drop Will with a gourd buster and a double super kick. Then we got Harley Cameron entering next. She throws a chair at Blue before hitting a sling blade to Julia. Willow hits a cannonball to Blue in the corner with a trash can lid on her face. Then we get Tekla entering next. Tekla spears Cameron and starts whipping her and Willow with her belt. We get Jamie Hayter entering next. She takes out the heels with various weapons. She suplexes both Hart and Blue at the same time. We get Megan Bain entering next, and she clears house. She hits a double suplex to Willow and Harley. We get Harley with hitting Bane with the trash can lid in the back. She no sells that. Bane body slams her on that trash can lid. We get Statlander entering next, and she hits Bane with the pool cue, which I think broke.
It did, yeah. And at first they're like, it's a kendo stick. Nope, it's a pool cue.
Yeah,
it's kind
it's
of
a little different.
this thing now where everybody brings their own weapon with them. I think
Yeah.
WWE's done that too. In
WWE
War Games.
does it well because with their War Games cage, it's like the steel cage, like regular one, where it goes only to apron level, so you can still grab under the apron. So usually,
Yeah.
in War Games, at least the WWE, once you have them grabbing weapons as they come in. With the AEW, I did notice that I think their cage, it goes around the ring, but like right around the ring.
Yeah,
so
it's tight.
It touches the floor like Hell in a Cell, but not where there's
Room to get anywhere.
You're right.
Yeah.
So that's why, yeah, I think this time you see a lot of them
Bringing stuff.
bringing their own weapons. And then with the men's match, you could see tables wedged between the ring and the cage already there.
Mhm.
Right. So I think any of the tables, like they're already there just because. But then, yeah, I think most of the time you saw people bring weapons.
Like-
You'll see like Orange Cassidy with the backpack later.
Just as a random example, there is not enough room to wedge a board full of nails should you want to use one, right? They had to actually keep it outside the cage.
Which, I mean, to be fair, they did do that they did bring one in a couple years ago, but that one you'd have to like bring it out.
And it doesn't bother me. I don't
No.
really care.
I don't mind them bringing it themselves because it's just like, I don't know, it just makes sense, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, Statlander's in with the pool cue. Then Monet enters next. Double knees to everyone who's already sitting in the corners. So, you know, Meteor is all around.
Get them all out of your system, Mercedes. You can get like
World DDT to Statlander on the AEW women's title, which looked really sick.
it did look good.
Then she's dancing around with it. She goes out and there's a table at ringside with all her belts, and she like gives each of her teammates a belt.
That was kind of cool.
Like, a weapon. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Me too.
I'm sure there are some people who like won't love championships as weapons, which as on some of them, like it's kind of odd, but it's like I guess people use them as foreign objects from time to time, anyways. So
They
what's
do.
the difference, really? And I mean, whipping someone with a heavy metal belt that's
And
fair.
just the visual of her grabbing a belt, putting it in, grabbing more, like she has so many belts, right? It's a reminder. And I'm sure all those companies
enough. She literally has enough, I think, for each of her teammates to hold two.
right. And I'm sure all those companies love their belts being shown for a couple more seconds, right? Getting in
No,
there.
I feel like me, most people won't pay those promotions any mind because I don't notice what those belts
No,
are.
me either.
Anyways, Mina enters next. She trade strikes with Monet. Shafir's last for the heels. She drags Statlander out of the cage, sends her in the barricade, then pulls out a bed of nails, kicks her in the chest, and Statlander lands back first on the nails. So that was cool.
It was.
Storm enters last, hits the heels with some pearl necklaces, I think.
Yes.
She wraps her fist and then dips her hands in broken glass from Monet's champagne bottles.
That's cool too.
Yeah, that was nice. And she takes out Shafir. I'm pretty sure didn't her and Mariah May do that? They did like the Taipei deathmatch kind of thing.
Yes, they did. I'm almost positive.
Revolution. I know Storm did that before, and I'm pretty sure it's that match because I think that's the only match that was like brutal enough. that I can remember her having recently, because that match was awesome.
It was.
Hater powerbombs Blue from the turnbuckles onto a table between the rings, but it does not break. So then Hater has to like elbow drop her, and it barely cracks. The tables were giving people a tough time.
They were not breaking.
In the men's match too. They were not breaking that much too.
Yeah.
It was very strange, because usually those tables break like a Kit Kat.
And I think we've said it before. I feel like it would hurt more when it doesn't break.
I agree, but not in this case, because you're not falling from hard enough where it's like,
yeah.
I feel like if she fell off a ladder into a table that doesn't break, then yeah, because like, you know, like you have like, you got like the ladder built like this, you got like a bridge falling here, and then like they fall on the bridge, and that looks like it hurts because like you're landing on a metal thing and it's not giving or anything, right? But with these, it's like, I think with Statlander, like I don't think she dropped Blue hard enough or high enough where it was like it'll hurt that much more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If anything, I think the table breaking here would be better, because then the table breaks and then you also hit the in between the rings on the aprons, right? But yeah, the tables were not cooperating.
They were not
in both matches. Monet hit Storm with the Moneymaker, and it actually looked good this time.
It did look good.
She actually hit it.
Credit where credit is due.
It's not a bad move when she actually hits it. She's just never able to.
Right. It's like 1 out of 10.
When she does it, I think it's actually kind of cool.
Yep.
But it's just a very hit or miss.
She drilled it this time. I have to give her credit.
Cameron pulls out Mini Monet. Monet takes the puppet away off her hand, which reveals she has brass knucks, so Monet gets decked.
That was kind of fun too. Just like she has.
I like the way to incorporate that.
It's like she knew Monet's gonna grab the puppet, and she's got brass knuckles under there. Yeah.
Then Tekla and Hart, like they climb through the truss part of the cage, like because like they're the holes in the truss, and they're both like small to fit in there, which I thought was kind of cool. Like they're able to crawl out, which I thought that was interesting.
There's a really interesting use of the environment, right? And they even said we're like, no men are going to be doing this. So I thought that was a kind of a unique. They got creative, right? And I'm directly comparing this or contrasting this to a last man standing match on NXT, where it's the standard kendo stick, trash can, chair, paper wall, and announce table, right?
Yeah.
Whereas at least there's all kinds of different things happening. Even like pearl necklaces are different, climbing in the trusses or whatever. They got creative.
It's a little different from a kendo stick, but it's the same idea.
There was some creativity, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's also evident with the men's one later.
I would agree.
And I like that, because then it kind of allows each gear to stand out, right? Because they're willing to do more. Like these will stand out from the previous ones, right? Not just for this one being the women's one as well. But yeah, brass knucks. They climb out of the cage. They're bullying the ref for the key. Tekla spears him. Hart unlocks the cage. Tekla hits a double spear to Hater and Cameron on the floor. Monet tries climbing up the cage to get away. Statlander grabs her and hits a super Samoan drop through that ringside table that held the belts before, so they're out.
Was that the one where the angle didn't catch it great and we needed the replay? Yeah.
So, and I think they got locked out as well, because I don't think they factored in the finish.
Right.
But this might have been after. I don't know. Storm attacks everyone with a shoe. She DDTs Monet on tacks. She places a mirror in front of Shafir, and she goes for the hip attack, but Shafir gets up and just smashes the mirror in her face, which looked awesome.
It did.
Willow with a superplex to Bane in between the rings, just nothing there. That's just apron. Like that's gotta hurt. But that looked awesome. Mina locked Bane in a baseball bat assisted figure four. She didn't quite do it right. I think she should put her leg over the bat, so like it would have like
the bat.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Direct pressure with the bat on the leg.
I thought it was kind of cool, but it had the potential to like look really painful, right? Shafir, I thought this was really cool the way she broke it up. She because obviously she wrestles barefoot. She steps in the glass to get glass on her foot, then stomps Mina to knock her out of the hole.
It was a pretty badass looking spot.
Like that was just kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right? Then we get the Triangle of Madness. They're holding Storm back as so Shafir's got Mina in like this. She does like a reverse, like an inverted chokehold, which I think is kind of interesting. And so she's holding Mina in that as Bane's just whipping her with one of Monet's belts, and eventually Storm gives up to save her. And they beat down Storm after the bell, which I thought was kind of a cool finish.
This was like almost 45 minutes, I think. And
well, no, the match didn't start for like half an hour.
God, here we go. True. I really liked it. Don't get me wrong.
I agree.
I think it was an awesome TV match, a great opener. I've heard people like describing it like it's a work of art. It's maybe the women's match of the year.
People are raving about it a lot. I wouldn't go that far, but I thought they put something good together, and I think everyone gave 100%, which really made this entertaining. I'm like we were talking about. I think like half the heel team were not like super big fans of in the ring, but everyone played their role decently. I thought
they were all up for anything, and I thought the final like 10, 12 minutes of this was excellent.
I agree.
And I like that the heels were smart enough to use, because Mina got added, right, to the match, and they were smart enough to find a way to use the
Right. If
relationship.
Amanada was in the match, this isn't something they can do.
It's not available to them. So they found a way to exploit the relationship between Mina and Tony, which I thought was really cool.
Like you mentioned earlier, they were smart enough to use their surroundings where they could get out. They got out of the cage, was allowed to be open, and they were able to take Statlander to the finish because he went out to fight Monet, and so then Statlander wasn't a factor in the finish, right?
And I think, like, for women in their first time doing something like this, they did a great job here. I feel like I don't feel like we got a ton of Tekla.
And I agree. I don't think we got a ton of Julie either, but she was part of like the escape spot.
And
that was their major thing.
Outside of the beginning, I don't feel like there was a ton of Willow either, but that's neither here. Just a violent, bloody mess. Like, Sky Blue looked insane.
By the end of the match, she looked gross. I think Bane got bust open decent too, but like Sky Blue is definitely like the shot that you'll remember.
So this was an excellent match. Like, again, I don't think it's match of the year or whatever some people are saying, but it's definitely definitely worth checking out, right?
I thought, like, especially for someone like Shafir, who doesn't tend to have a lot of strong outings, I thought everything she did looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, she did the nail spot with Statlander. She did that glass stomp. She was factored in the finish really impactfully, right? And so I thought she was really good. Monet and Statlander, I thought, also didn't do much, but their table spot was cool. And I understand maybe not wanting to give away a ton of that since we have a match between them in like a week.
And again, Monet didn't really care about being in there or whatever as part of it. But yeah, there was some creativity in this, right, that I enjoyed. It didn't feel that long to me, which is a compliment, right? It didn't feel 45 minutes long. I was entertained for sure.
I agree. I think we'll talk about it later. Not as good as the main event, but still, like, they really.
I feel the same. Yep.
I liked it. Yeah. Then we get the Doncaster family attacking Jurassic Express. It's like they're out in, like, I don't know if it's like the concourse, but it's kind of like the parking lot. There's like trailers or whatever. They're getting beat up by like Davis and Archer and
Alexander
and maybe Romero even. They try to fight them off for a bit. They get overwhelmed. The Bucks and Okada come out of a trailer. Alexander says that Jurassic Express sent the Bucks a message last week, so they're sending a message this week. And Callis says he knows Omega's present next week, so they should send a message that the Bucks join the Callis family, and Okada tells them it's decision time.
At this point, does it not feel like it's Bucks Omega reuniting?
Yeah, which will make.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it, especially if the Bucks are saying they're retiring soon. I do understand the notion of one more run, and I'm okay with it. But you got to use the Elite to reestablish the trios division, I think.
But why are the Bucks turning face?
I don't know.
I know, that's what I kind of need. Like, I'm not opposed to the idea, but as it stands right now, it doesn't mean they can't make it make sense, but I don't feel like it does.
Like, you can do the angle that, like, they're down their luck and like they can learn empathy or something, but that's not something we've yet to see, right?
Right.
And at least it sets up something interesting for next week, because normally you'd say, oh, okay, they're going to reject the Callis family and start the face for next week. That can't happen. They're teaming with Alexander against Omega at the pay-per-view. So I'm really curious to see where they go with this, because it can't be like some big payoff moment, because that, like, we have a match coming up. And so I'd be interested to see, with it being $1 million, like, I wonder if it's like, it kind of makes this one a little difficult to predict, because you could have the Callis family cheating to, like, get the Bucks the money, and it's like, oh, hey, join us, we just got you a crap load of money. Or it's like you got the faces win and Omega shows them sympathy. Like, I feel like there's multiple ways to go here.
Omega offers his share of the winnings to them,
right? And we even saw Perry offer them some money after the first money match at Wrestle Dream. So I could easily see, like, they won some money the last time, so maybe Perry and Luchasaurus don't need all the money this time, and so they're gonna donate some to the Bucks, and maybe that'll facilitate the face turn. But it still leaves the question as to what happens next week, which I think is decent, because, like, this is just, it sets up intrigue for the next show, which I think is what you need to do, obviously.
I didn't have a problem with it. I'm just wondering, I want to buy in, so they need to give me some reason for the Bucks to.
I agree. I think that's something that needs to be worked on, but not something that's.
And to be fair, they may already have it planned, you know what I mean? And they're just not, it's not time to reveal it yet. So I'm not complaining. I'm just hoping there's something there.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And then next we got Hangman versus Powerhouse Hobbs in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And I said to you, I want it to be, since it's Falls Count Anywhere, I want to see both rings used, and they did it.
They did. And
I
I
waited my entire life for
You
a
did.
regular match where they use both rings on a War Game show.
And my first note is they should really say steel more because they were really hitting it again here.
I was so happy because, like, even in regular matches, I feel like it's not like unreasonable to use both rings.
Yeah.
In a regular match.
Oh, it was because Hobbs and Paige
Stairs,
ripped the pads
and
off, and
turnbuckles,
they were
yeah,
talking
that
about steel,
was
steel,
also-
steel, exposing the
Yes.
steel. My God.
They love it. Yeah, they each exposed the turnbuckle right away. I don't remember if it ever even came.
And it's funny because obviously Hobbs is a big, strong dude, so he pulled it off like it was nothing, and then
Yeah.
oh, that was something. Was that in the women's? Speaking of turnbuckles, wasn't it Hart and
Yeah, they were like looking for something in the turnbuckles and they just like ignored it.
found nothing, and then it never.
Wasn't there another match where something like that happened?
They were digging through Did they go to multiple corners?
I think they tried like 2 corners in the one ring and that was it.
And then
Remember there was some ring or not some ring. Where isn't there some match where like they set up something like that and didn't do it?
I can't.
Oh, it was. Remember they were like loosening the rope and then nothing happened.
Right.
Was
Was that Marina Shafir? I feel
Wasn't
like it
it?
was her loosening.
Oh, wasn't it Darby Mox then? It would have to be.
Could have
right?
been. And yeah, it was
I
like
think it was. I think that was the I Quit match, was it not?
Chekhov's turnbuckle pads. They violated.
The thing is, I don't remember the exposed turnbuckles being used in this match. I could be wrong, but I don't remember it now that I'm thinking.
I'm not sure either.
And I don't think I have it noted either.
No.
But we get Hobbs getting knocked into the area in between the rings, and then he gets clotheslined to the springboard lariat, then again in the other ring, so they have moved the other ring. Greatest thing ever. Hobbs clobbers Hangman with a lariat. Hobbs taunts the crowd, then Hangman comes into the suicide dive to the floor. Hangman jumps off the steel steps, but gets caught by Hobbs. Hobbs slams him on the apron buffer because it's like it was on the announce table side, so you have like that black bit. Then on the announce table, then he carries him up the steel steps and slams him World's Strongest Slam on the top of it, which looked pretty killer.
On top of what?
The steel steps.
The steel steps.
It looked pretty sick. Honestly.
It did.
And the stairs are like a little bigger, and they don't have like the cut in for the ring post, right? Because they're just at the side. They're just for like the cage doors.
Yes.
So these stairs had like a little more room to work with, so it looked really cool, I thought.
The steel steps with the cut in that you just mentioned comes into play on NXT. You just foreshadowed that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the cutouts specifically.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Kind of dumb, in fact. But
Hobbs looks like he's looking for a powerbomb or something on the announce table. He gets backdropped off and lands like on the floor, tailbone first. Like they look nasty.
And
like it's a different kind of nasty because that's gotta hurt.
I saw people critical or questioning because they're like, well, he didn't really sell it because he kind of stood up immediately. Yeah. I feel like it was just his reaction to like see if he was okay, because that's not how he was planning on landing, I don't think.
I don't know, but that's a ballsy bump to take.
It looked really painful. I'm sure he was trying to take it flat backed, but
yeah, I feel like that has to be better, just because like it's always better when you displace
correct
over a wider area, right? Like that's why like lying on a bed of nails, not getting slammed on a bed of nails in this case, but like lying on a bed of nails isn't supposed to really like hurt, because it's just like
it's one of the things I think Foley was really good at, was landing kind of flat and spreading out a lot of that impact.
Yeah, and then after that, Hangman clotheslines him over the barricade. They're brawling into the crowd. Spinebuster threw a table in one of the crowd areas from Hobbs for 2. And then the finish comes in Hangman, like they're brawling up in the crowd. He hits Hobbs with the boot to knock off, like with his boot. He took his boot off and hit him with it. He knocks Hobbs off a ledge and through some tables with like some power stuff. There's a bit of sparks.
Yep.
And Hangman pins him for the win.
It was more than the exploding cage.
Probably the same amount, honestly.
Yeah.
We get Hangman going back to ringside. Shibata blindsides him, throws him in the ring. Joe beats him with a chair. Joe wants the cage lowered, and it's coming down slowly. Eddie comes down to take out Shibata, and the hook gets in the ring. Joe flees. Hangman says if you want him in a cage, you could just ask. So he wants a steel cage match at Full Gear. And I thought this was funny. We were like, oh, this is a smart way of getting the cage down for the main event. No, there's a segment after.
They put it back up. And
so I was like, why wouldn't I would have like switched it around so you have the FTR segment before this, and then like, because that would have been smart. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a fun way to get the cage down already.
Nope, back up, back down again. I thought this match was really cool, and I like the aftermath, because the point here, it wasn't for the title. The point is Hobbs is supposed to soften up Paige, right, for Joe, which, man, this was a lot of Hobbs just dominating this match and looking really impressive.
Mm-hmm. And I think I said to you what I liked was we have two matches where they're in giant cages, not really brawling around anywhere other than like in the two rings. So now to have a wild like arena wide brawl kind of match is like a good change of pace, but it keeps up with like the violence of the general show. Right?
Exactly. I thought that was on brand. That. And I think like even though Joe doesn't need a heater, like Hobbs is awesome in that role as just...
It gets some shine on Hobbs. I can't complain.
I think so too. He looked really good here. Paige looked super resilient, right? And then I felt like it was the perfect length, like probably around 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, it felt pretty short, but not in a way where it's like it felt appropriate, like you're saying.
And then the post-match bit is cool because Samoa Joe has this plan, which I thought was smart, right? We're going to get the cage down, trap Paige in it, but then it backfires because now you're putting a guy who does some of the most violent stuff you've ever seen in a cage match. You've made him go, okay, let's make it a cage match. And Joe is kind of selling the whole, oh my God, what have I done here, right? Like, he had a pretty clever plan, but it still backfired because now he's getting Hangman in a cage, and that is not something you want.
And I like that the baby faces were also like smart enough to like be down there to get in the cage in time.
Right.
Like, Eddie and Hook were out there pretty quick.
I thought this was like a really smart match to put in between the two cage matches. So I thought it was really good, and Hobbs looked awesome in this, I thought.
Yeah, I thought Hobbs looked really great, and Hangman was as good as usual. And again, like I was saying, I like the contrast between this and the two Blood and Guts matches. It adds a palate cleanser while also keeping in the same style of the other matches. Right. It's still violent. It's just not like super bloody. It's not confined in a cage. It's just different, but still the same, if that makes sense. And I agree with what you said about the post-match, and I'm just also a fan of them adding a stipulation to the rematch.
Me too.
It's different, and I feel like it gives it that bit more that I feel like it kind of needed. Not that I didn't like the first match, but I think this is much more interesting with one, now a actual feud with Joe being a heel, and two, now a stipulation to add like some bit of like some more heat to it, right?
And it's almost like becoming a signature match for Hangman. Like
if when he did that or Texas Death, because he's done a lot of... Or actually, he only had the one cage match, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It was a defining match, to be fair.
True.
Like you're saying. But yeah, it is becoming a thing for him. And I mean, Joe also had a cage match this year, the one with Moxley. I think it was at Spring Breakin', I want to say.
Spring Breakin'.
No, Spring Breakin'. That's the NXT one. I was thinking Spring Breakthrough is the AEW one, but it was at Beach Break.
Nice.
It was on Moxley's Champion. I remember we actually kind of liked that,
we
too.
Did.
Because that was during the kind of down period of Death Riders.
Yeah, I usually like Joe in any match.
And then we get Shivani in the ring. He talks about the legendary venue there. I think they're in Greensboro Coliseum or something. He introduces Ricky Steamboat because TBS, talks about old things that happened. And then FTR's music hits to cut him off, and they come out. Steamboat says he worked with Dax years ago, and Dax has made his way up since. And Stokely talks, says he can't believe he's standing in the ring with the legend, and he gets booed a lot. It was great.
Yeah, he gets the Dom Mysterio treatment. Yeah. Well, the old Dom. And actually, they circled back around to that treatment of Dom this week, too.
Okay. Stokely says they haven't met before, and he introduced himself, says he sometimes gets confused for Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Says Ricky is synonymous with wrestling in this building. FTR will make history at Full Gear when they become 3-time champions. He says he would be honored to have his favorite wrestler there, and he asks if he still has Macho Man's contact.
That was pretty awesome.
Did he make some comment about him being dead? Like, I thought it was some pretty... He said some very gnarly things. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Cash talks about how they were part of Ricky's last match because they're living legends, and Dax talks about how being trained by Ricky and learning a lot from him, but then he's just like, you just can't think of anything he actually learned from Ricky, which I thought was great. Ricky says his attitude has gone in the toilet, and Dax says if Ricky had saved his money, he wouldn't have to be here tonight, which I thought was pretty funny. And then he says he's a bigger legend than Ricky ever was. Ricky gets in his face. They try to spike power drive him. Bro Tito come down for the save. And yeah, Steamboat gets some shots in on Dax as well.
FTR have like mastered the art of cheap heat. They are so good.
I've loved a lot of the segments like this. They've done this one, the grandma one, the Beth Phoenix one.
Them turning heel has really been, wait for it, a revival for their for them. Great response from the crowd by bringing Ricky Steamboat. When they went like forehead to forehead, I was like, that was a pretty intense, like they're gonna kill this what did he say, he was 71 years old or something.
I think he's turning 72 or 73, I'm pretty sure.
Great way to get FTR and Brodito together one more time ahead of their match. I thought this was a really, if we only get one segment on this
Good.
show, this was an awesome segment.
Yeah.
I thought.
And a decent use of like someone like Steamboat. Usually I'm not a fan of that, but like I think it worked well here.
No, it was really good.
Yeah, and I think Dax especially is so funny.
He is.
He's really mastered it. I think Cash is good too, but I think Dax is definitely the stronger promo.
I forget what he said that was kind of cracking Cash up in the background too.
Oh, I don't.
It might have been the Macho Man stuff. I'm not
No,
sure.
it was after that because it was something that Dax said.
It was something about
right.
if you and Ric Flair, the money thing.
That, yeah, I think it might have been that. But yeah, like they're really great. And I've said it before, but like Stokely is such a great part of their act that I didn't know I wanted.
I know.
Before either. I think Stokely has been such a great addition to their.
He has. They're a really great act right now.
Yeah, I would like to see them be champions at some point.
Me
as
too.
well.
Me too.
Definitely not now because I think Brodito's.
You got to ride that out.
I think you have to ride that high.
Me too.
But FTR, I think that's something you can definitely prolong in the future. And I think you also have to keep in mind they definitely have a rubber match with Cope and Christian.
Yep.
Given the whole Beth Phoenix thing at All Out, I think once Copeland's done filming whatever he needs to do for Percy Jackson, I think that you have to be getting like, I don't know if they'd go TLC or like have FTR do another dog collar match, like something like that. I'm thinking something like that, maybe a World's End. But I do have to imagine that they're getting that out of the way before FTR goes anything like serious for the titles.
And speaking of which, they are such strong heels, FTR, that you mentioned you had watched the Collision before Blood and Guts, right? And that they had a good match with the Bang Bang Gang. So I went and watched it last night. I really, really liked that match a lot. I thought it was excellent. And part of it is FTR is so hateable that it makes the baby faces pop, right? Like Juice is super
and Bang Bang
over.
Gang are already pretty popular.
The crowd was super into Juice Robinson in that match. I thought that match was awesome. I
love that people love Juice. It makes me happy.
I thought Fletcher, Ace Austin was awesome.
Really well,
I thought Athena had a really good promo. I was like, is Collision good? Like that episode was good, I think, at least.
Yeah,
enough
I do
of
think
it.
like it kind of depends on the week because like you can see there's when they're putting in more effort when they're not. But actually, now that you mention it, hold on, I do want to find they announced the one All-Star tag and I thought it looked pretty good, but I obviously can't send it to you because
Ace Austin looked so good in that match.
His quads are insane.
He has some of the beefiest legs
I've ever seen.
So if I honestly would say to people, go check out both of those matches. They were one after the other, and they were excellent TV
Here's
matches.
the 8-man tag. It's FTR and LFI, which is Rush and Guevara.
Nice.
So that's good. Against Jet Speed, Bandito, and Juice Robinson.
That sounds great.
That sounds pretty good. Like I might have to watch that.
They gave those matches lots of time, it felt like, too.
I agree. There's also Fletcher against Scorpio Sky, which that could be solid too. I'm not gonna lie. Like Scorp's not bad. I kind of like that. And then I also just saw they put out Death Riders against Lethal, Adam Priest, and Tommy Billington, which could be interesting.
Yeah.
But like Collision, it kind of sucks because like there's most of the time it's just like the secondhand stuff that's not super important. But then like it can be really good when it actually puts out some good matches on there. And I don't mind it as like a B show because like Fletcher Austin is something that could be on Dynamite, but doesn't have to be. So I'm glad it's on there, right? But yeah, like, and we were kind of talking about it on text too, that it feels like Bang Bang Gang's kind of
Collision exclusive. Yeah,
that as well. Yeah, it sucks they're only on Collision, but I'm just happy because like they seem to be kind of keeping afloat. And I was saying to you, I think having Ace Austin as that third guy is kind of keeping them alive because I think it's like Juice and Austin Gunn aren't a bad team together. It's just it kind of sucks when they're the only ones in the group. You know what I mean? It's kind of
you can't be a gang with only two people. I would
that as well. And I think Ace Austin's a great pick because he's a former Bullet Club guy. He was in Bullet Club under Jay White as well, right? Like, and he's just like I feel like he could have that kind of energy, especially if they turned heel. I feel like because they were kind of those really good like annoying prick like DX kind of heels. We used to talk about that when they were doing their heel run. I think Ace Austin could fit that vibe if they were to turn heel again, right? So I think he's a perfect fit for them. I also watched last week because I wanted to see their entrance. They had like MXM and John Morrison.
Oh my god, they're still around, eh?
Yeah, they had an open challenge. They called it the casting call, which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
And the Bang Bang Gang beat them pretty easily. But I thought doing their entrance with Ace Austin was kind of cool. They did like the pan around and then he does like his cartwheel thingy. And I thought it was cool. They did it was like famous and was it Mansoor sold the crap out of the fold.
Fletcher and Austin. So that I'm looking right now. Wrestling Observer gave it 4.25, and
It was really good.
It got 8.16, and Bang Bang Gang and FTR got 3 3/4.
I was even happy because while it wasn't like clean, Bang Bang Gang won that match.
Yeah,
But that was really
I
great.
like that choice as well. So yeah, sorry, I took us on a digression, but check those matches out.
I think, I mean, I might have forgotten to talk about it later, so I don't mind that. But yeah, like Collision actually did have some worthwhile stuff. I think it was last week, I want to say. And that's not bad because like also the week before that there's that highly acclaimed Bandito Dorado match as well, right? So there's a couple weeks of some good stuff on Collision.
And apparently Roddy Strong Moxley was really good too.
I don't doubt that.
So, got 4 1/4 stars, and Roddy won.
I honestly
which is cool.
forgot that was on that show. I should have watched it probably.
Sorry,
but yeah, like Collision has had some good stuff lately. I do hope that like it keeps consistent because like I'd like to watch more. I was telling you, if Jay White comes back and Bang Bang Gang still stay on Collision, I'll start watching Collision just to watch Jay White.
Right.
Jay White's one of those guys I would follow to Collision if he was only on there. Like I'd probably him or Osprey or Swerve or Hangman. Like if those guys were.
Yep. There's certain people I would follow over there for sure.
But hopefully some of those guys come back soon. I really hope. Because I was just watching on YouTube. They had the full match of Fletcher Osprey. Like remember the first match from Full Gear last year? That one was awesome.
It was.
I miss Osprey so much. He's just so good at everything.
He is.
I just even having him on TV every week, because even a TV match, he just like is something about him is just he's just the best.
He is awesome to watch.
That's having him around, but I hope, because I know they were hoping for Swerve soon, right? I hope he's back.
Me too.
And I'm like positive Jay White's gonna be back soon.
Seems like it.
Anyways, yeah, Collision, not too shabby lately. Anyways, now we go to the main event, which is the men's blood and guts. It's Darby Allin and the conglomeration made up of Briscoe, O'Reilly, Strong, and Orange Cassidy, taking on Death Riders, which is the entire crew. It's Mox, Claudio, Yuto Garcia, Pac. And this one is weird. We have the baby faces with the advantage, which is strange, but that kind of gets turned on his head, which I'll talk about later, which I kind of thought was interesting. So we have Darby and Yuta starting, which I think is a strong choice. Darby kind of allows him like be in that position where he takes the most punishments. He's in there longest. Yuta is a decent workhorse, right? So it makes sense. I think in this match it's kind of the opposite of the women, where there's no real poor choice.
No, there's no weak link that can't wrestle for a long time. I don't think.
I probably would have liked to put in Roddy first, just because he's the stamina cardio machine.
Yeah, and I thought when
he could backbreak everybody.
We'll get there, but I thought when he came in, he looked awesome.
He was a house of fire when he
was. I loved it.
I'm so glad him and O'Reilly are in this match too, because you forget, but like they are War Games masters, or like they're masters of this kind of match, right? They were doing this for what, like 4 or 5 years straight.
Yep.
I think back in the day, back in the good old days. Yeah, like we'll get there. Anyway, so Yuta, they both get in, but then he kind of gets out of the cage as the match doesn't start. Sorry, I was gonna say the match starts.
How dare you?
Darby then just comes flying out of the cage with a drop kick. And then he's throwing Yuta back and forth between the cage wall and the barricade. Back in the rings, or in the cage, we get a code red from Darby. He's got a skateboard with tacks on the bottom. Classic Darby. He's grinding that against Yuta's face, and Yuta is the first to really get super busted open. Orange Cassidy's entering next, and he's got a bunch of stuff in a backpack. He snaps his sunglasses and hits Yuta with it. I thought that was kind of creative.
Yeah, me too.
That. Tilt-a-whirl DT as well. He pulls chains from Jasper Troy's locker room and hits Yuta in the gut a couple times.
Speed champion Jasper Troy.
Speed champion. We get Garcia entering next with his dope-ass theme song. Worth noting, I mentioned this to you, Yuta's the only Death Rider not to use his own theme here. Even Shafir used hers, and I forgot she had one.
It's kind of fitting, because they do disrespect Yuta even within the group, right? So
that's why I think it's kind of funny, because like, it's like Garcia joins and he gets a whole new like solo theme for Death Riders. Claudio got a new one for Death Riders as well. Pac didn't get a new one, but he has one. And then Yuta also has one, and he's
not using it.
Even in Death Riders, he's used it before.
Yeah, it's
just like recently he hasn't, which I think is hilarious. Or like when he teamed with Garcia in that Halloween Street fight we liked, they used Garcia's theme, which I think is funny. And even Shafir used hers this week, and I like legitimately forgot she had a theme song.
Me too. Well, obviously I'm not that guy, but I forgot.
Right, but like, so I think it's like Yuta came out and I thought it was Moxley. I was like, oh no, it's Yuta. But yeah, anyways, Garcia is out next. They send Cassie in the ropes and clothesline him with a chain. We get Briscoe's music hits for the next entry, but he doesn't come out. Garcia and Yuta hit Cassie and Darby with low blows. Cut to Renee in the back, and the conglomeration. They're in the locker room, and Briscoe is hurt. Roddy goes out in his place just to kind of like enter for now kind of thing. Strong comes in, hits a couple of backbreakers to Yuta, then chops and a draping backbreaker to Garcia. He comes in, he's just like going at it, like just nonstop. I love Roddy so much. He's so great.
He looked awesome here.
Super underrated. Him and O'Reilly both really super underrated.
Yeah, character work is not their strength, right? But in ring, they're awesome.
I'll like always say that them in NXT, they're one of my favorite tag teams ever.
Yeah.
They were great. Some of their matches, I know you always love the Birch and Lorcan one. That one's great.
I
But
do.
The Mustache Mountain one from Takeover Brooklyn 4, that's such a great match. I think I watched it a couple times ever since the catalog came to Netflix. I watched that match a few times. That match is so great. But like there are also guys that kind of like Bang Bang Gang who are on Collision. I'd like to see them more because I love them together so much. And it sucks Adam Cole's not there, but they're like, just use them anyways. They're so great.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't use them as a tag team more. I think they're great. I would love if like we could get like either an eliminator or an open challenge for Brodito and you have Roddy and O'Reilly. Just get a match in there. I don't think they're not pay-per-view challengers, at least for a face versus face match. If we went FTR as heel champions, I could see them challenging, but like throw Undisputed Era a bone, you know? And no, I won't call them Paragon. Claudio enters next and he sends Strong in the corner with the chair wedged in. He catches the dropkick from Darby, starts swinging around while Cassie's trying to like put in a sleeper. So he's got Cassie on his back as he's swinging Darby around.
Yeah.
I love it. Claudio is not human. He's a beast. He lifts Darby in a military press and chucks him from one ring to the other. Not as funny as when he throws him to the announce table, but still pretty funny.
Similar distance, just not as harsh a landing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's still pretty funny the way Darby goes limp fish.
Yeah.
Garcia lifts Darby in a surfboard stretch, and then he kind of like uses that to catapult him in like an uppercut from Claudio. It looked really like stiff.
Really
like
good.
Claudio didn't even get his arm fully rotated for it. Like it looked really cool.
It did.
O'Reilly enters next, and he does use his solo theme.
Yep.
Which he didn't for the Mox matches, which I thought was weird.
I don't know.
The more you know. O'Reilly hits Claudio with the tornado DDT right into a guillotine choke, like he hangs on. I thought that was really fluid. I thought that was sick. Claudio powers out, goes for a suplex. O'Reilly goes low with the chop block. Then he and Strong double team Claudio. Yuta to suplex to Strong on a chair. Claudio lifts Cassie in a military press and throws him into the cage wall. Mox enters next and immediately goes after O'Reilly with a fork. Like he pulls out a fork before he enters the cage. O'Reilly goes to take down his leg and just immediately with the fork. Just terrible. And it will show.
Yeah.
Mox counters a springboard coffin drop from Darby by just like nabbing him in the back. That was nasty. Then he's like Garcia. He's like holding Darby in like a front face lock, and Garcia starts raking his back with a fork. Nasty. Then they send Darby into the cage wall, and he falls between the ring and the cage. Also brutal.
Awkwardly, yeah.
Yeah.
With his feet just sticking up at the show.
Mox grabs a barbed wire bat and a bucket of like glass and things, supposedly like the leftovers from the women's match, which I thought was kind of a cool
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's
I
cool.
wouldn't have thought that either, but when Excalibur mentioned that, I was like, okay, that's kind of neat.
Yep.
Because I did know that there was glass in this match. I just didn't know it's the same glass. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yep.
And I don't think it's unreasonable to assume they just like kind of left the stuff there.
I don't either, because it's a blood and guts. You don't need to clear things out.
But I also don't think it's unreasonable to say that Shafir put them there.
True.
Because she was in that match.
True.
So I think either way, it's not illogical to assume like that. This like it's not unreasonable for that to be there. So I thought that's a decent bit of continuity just for no reason. The timer goes out and there's nothing because Briscoe's hurt as Mox is gouging O'Reilly's face with something sharp. Renee says like we kind of got like audio of her, we don't see her. Briscoe's still being tended to. He was attacked by the Chaos family and he's not cleared. Mox dumps the glass in one of the rings. We got Garcia and Mox seeing a spike power driver Darby on the glass, which was nasty, and the Mox drags him around on that. That's not the first time Darby's been dragged on glass.
No.
It is still terrible.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did that to Hangman. I know Mox has dragged someone through glass before. Mox taunts O'Reilly, who hits back, and then Mox beats him down with the barbed wire bat. And Claudio hits him with a chair. O'Reilly is busted open crazy, especially the right side of his face is caked in blood. It is insane. Like, he definitely outdid Sky Blue. I'm sorry.
It was all over his chest and everything by the end of it.
It was brutal. Like, it looked awesome.
He was covered.
Claudio swings Cassie around in a dropkick from Yuta. Looks awesome always. Darby climbs up the truss, hangs from it, then coffin drops on everybody. Pax last for the Death Riders. Really, really crisp tilt-a-whirl backbreaker to Cassidy. He runs the ropes like 5 times to smash Darby with a lariat.
Flattened him.
Wicked.
Pac is huge right now.
He's not even Pac. I don't know who he is anymore.
He is So he's always been super jacked, but now it's beyond.
And I feel like now he's not like the aerial guy anymore. It's
No.
weird. I
And
don't
he
like
can
it.
do anything, so it doesn't
But
doesn't need to rely on it.
I hate it. It's terrible. I miss Pac. We get Briscoe coming out. He's trying to, like, doctors are trying to tell him not to. He comes out anyways. He's got a chair and he's got a toolbox. He cuts open the lock because the Death Riders locked it. Or I guess the rest would have locked just because the match has actually started.
And didn't struggle too bad because I'm like always nervous, like, oh
No,
no.
he did struggle a bit, but like I think within reason.
I do too. If you're frantically trying to cut a chain.
It's kind of like he's not like Claudio or
No.
Brian Cage or something, right? Like, so it's understandable.
I got nervous that it was, no, this is going to take 5 minutes.
It's one of those things, right? I mean, the refs tend to do it. I think it's the refs who struggle half the time, though, because they're not really built.
They're not that strong.
Briscoe sets up Garcia on a table at ringside. He climbs the roof. Garcia obviously moves because Briscoe had to climb all the way to a roof. And then Kyle O'Reilly locks Garcia in an armbar in the entranceway. Yuta climbs up and he trades shots with Briscoe on the roof. Briscoe and O'Reilly use some, like, was it the carabiner or something?
Yeah. To take some chairs up.
To like loop a bunch of chairs and pull it up. I thought that was kind of creative.
It got caught on the Trop truss for a minute, but they ended up getting him up there.
Not too bad though.
No,
like, it was pretty.
Well, I don't mind that because that would in theory they're just doing this spur of the moment, and it might not work perfectly.
For sure.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. They battle chairs at the top of the roof. Briscoe and Yuta. Briscoe gets the better of it. He goes for a J driller, but low blow from Yuta, and then he dings him in the head with the chair, and they're both down. Briscoe with a low blow to Yuta. J driller on a pile of chairs on the roof. Darby has a belt about to whip Pac, then he gets tased by Gabe Kidd just
out of nowhere. Yeah.
So great to see Gabe Kidd. He drags Darby to the stage beside the right tunnel. Claudio grabs Cassie and Mox staples his hands in his pockets. I thought that was a great spot.
That's cool.
Pac and Kidd set up tables at stage side, and Pac climbs atop the tunnel. They drag Darby up. Kidd sets the tables on fire. Pac military press throws Darby off the tunnel. Perfect through the tables. Looked nasty. Looked perfect.
Great.
They really couldn't have executed that better, I think.
And he even stayed on fire for like a second as he rolled. And you could see they had a blanket on the ground there ready for him to kind of roll around in if he needed to. Mm-hmm. It looked great.
Yeah, I thought they really nailed that spot. Like, it was perfectly executed. And Darby's up for stuff like that. So I thought they really just execution on that spot. Perfectly done. And a nice use of Gabe Kidd, too. Good to see him there. Mox locks O'Reilly and chances the Bulldog choke. And O'Reilly's just like profusely, just the blood's there. And he's flipping off Mox in the hold. Just really great character moment for O'Reilly. And just this cool shot, too. Like, just fantastic.
And O'Reilly's going to get another moment in a minute here, too.
Absolutely. Claudio tries to chair stomp O'Reilly. Strong and Cassie make the save. Briscoe suplexes Pac off the steel steps through a table. At ringside, that looked good. Strong puts Garcia through the corner table. Then Yuta, Cassie, and Strong tackle Claudio through a table. O'Reilly locks Mox in an ankle lock, but then Mox counters into a choke. O'Reilly gets out back into an armbar, switches the ankle lock with the grapevine. So he's in the ankle lock on the glass, and Mox actually taps, which I thought was
crazy. Awesome moment for O'Reilly for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this match was awesome. I think
it was so fun.
I liked it better than the women's, and I liked the women's a lot. I felt this one felt different. Like there was some more wrestling in this one.
Yes, and I thought the spots they actually did were different, like bringing the chairs up, the tables in the pockets.
Because we've seen a lot of staple guns lately, but that was a unique way and specific to that character.
Right, like you're not going to do that just anybody else.
So it was violent as well, but kind of didn't feel the same as the women's match, which is a compliment to them.
I honestly think it even felt different from last year, because last year, it also just depends on the dynamic of the people involved, but I think this one felt like it stood out.
I thought when Roddy came in, he looked amazing. The fact that O'Reilly gets the win here is huge for him. And the final sequence with all the people going through tables and things was really cool.
It felt climactic, right? Like sometimes there's those matches where like the finish just like it feels anticlimactic, but this one it felt like we really built up to it. And that's another thing I want to touch on, is not only is the finish a great like moment for O'Reilly, but like this is something we've set up for weeks now.
That's right.
We had O'Reilly almost beat Mox twice, and we had Mox not be able to get out of his hold. And so this one, there's nowhere to go, and Mox finally has to tap, and that also is
a story.
A story in of itself, because Mox came up to Darby. He also tapped it all into Hangman.
That's right.
So now I think we have the good thing about this match is like there's a lot of story involved in this, and there's so much creativity and entertainment, but there's also a story to come out of this. Now you have there has to be a Death Rider split coming because Mox keeps quitting and costing them big moments and losing big matches. The Death Riders have to start questioning him at some point,
And I
right?
think he starts questioning himself too,
I think so, right? So
wherever
I
that
think
leads.
he's given up for the third time in a major match this year. So they have to start questioning his leadership, and maybe he either turns face or he has to start questioning himself as well. And I think so that's a really entertaining potential story I think we could get after Full Gear. And so I think that's another mark of a good match is like it's kind of like what we like in a good Rumble match is there's so many stories to come out of that. This one, at least there's a major story coming out of this, right?
I think so.
And so like you're saying, I thought this was a really strong iteration of Blood and Guts. I think this is one of my favorite ones they've done so far. Just like there was so many crazy spots, but also just like ones that felt different and also specific, right? In the case of the Cassidy stuff, you had the flaming tables, you had other tables, you had glass stapling, you had chairs, tables, like just so many things. And everyone played the role here. I thought all the Death Riders did something of note. I thought Roddy came in a House of Fire. O'Reilly looked like an absolute warrior here. Surviving, like he was defining against Mox. He's bleeding like half of his body's blood away, right? Like,
yeah,
and getting the win, like, which I'm genuinely really happy for him. I think
Me
that's
too.
such a great moment for him. Even if he like doesn't get a singles push, he doesn't get a singles win against Mox. This is a great moment for him. I think like just a highlight of his run in AEW for sure.
Good Canadian boy.
Darby obviously took some crazy stuff.
Yep.
Like a pile driver on glass, the flame table spot, like I said, was perfectly executed. And what I thought was really interesting too is like we did have technically the babyfaces won the advantage, but the Death Riders found a way to swing it in their favor still. They had Briscoe taken out, so we had a handicap advantage in favor of the Death Riders for a while. We also had Gabe Kidd interfering on the outside to take out Darby. And so I like that even though the babyfaces had the advantage, which usually like we say the heels having the advantage always works better in these matches, obviously, right?
It does.
And they found a way to like make that not the case, but then also make it the case anyways.
And give the crowd the opportunity to react to Briscoe coming out, right?
Yeah.
Once he's not supposed to. So
I thought that was really great. So overall, I thought this was like a really great match. Exactly the kind of crazy these matches are supposed to be. I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. I really enjoyed it.
And it was almost an hour, and again, didn't feel like it.
No,
right?
it didn't
like,
feel long. It just felt like there was so much to enjoy.
It was not a chore at all. Yeah, great match. I mean, what do you say? This show felt like a mini pay-per-view, right? Like 2.5 hours.
I have seen people calling it one of the best Dynamite episodes, and it was really strong. I
gave it a straight up A. I'm just like, well, what more do I want from it?
I have to agree. I mean, because even you look at obviously the main selling points of Blood and Guts matches; those were both really great. But then, like you pointed out, if you're gonna do one segment, then the one segment we got was really
awesome.
Good. And even like the little Callis family bit with the Bucks was also good.
And then you get the only other match you get is a really good Hobbs Hangman match, right? So
yeah,
top to bottom, there was no fat to trim on this show, right? This was pretty much there's no filler. It was all important
that's even with
stuff.
like this is one of those half an hour extra long episodes, right? And it's just it doesn't feel any longer really.
I am very happy to say I gave it a straight up A. Like
yeah, I agree.
It's
definitely a good show. I mean, I don't know what more you need. It was pretty fantastic, and I would definitely recommend checking out the men's Blood and Guts match.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly,
the whole show. The whole show is worth watching.
That's true. Yeah, it's a really worthwhile show. Unless you're not into the gory stuff, then maybe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, that's the wrap up of an awesome Blood and Guts episode of Dynamite, and now we'll shift gears a little bit of trivia. I went with we'll be talking a little bit of John Cena in honor of his stuff today. We'll see what you know about that in our segment called Off the Top of His Head. All right, so taking a look at some John Cena trivia. I just did it. I did the all right, which I've been cutting back on. The okay or the all right, as every segment. All right. So
I just saw a video where like Hey Ya by Outkast.
Yep.
They do, there's the part of the song where they say "all right" like 5 times.
Yeah.
All
right.
I saw someone replace that with Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
It's so funny. They actually did pretty well.
So I said 20 challenging trivia questions about John Cena with answers could be memorable matches, things he's done outside of wrestling, personal information, etc. for a real wrestling nerd was the prompt I put into AI. Okay. Number 1. This is hard. This might be the hardest one. What was the name of the faction John Cena briefly joined during his early OVW developmental days?
Who could possibly know that?
So if you want to know, it was Rico Constantino and Kenny Bolin Associates, if that helps. So first of all, what was his name in
the Prototype?
Okay, so it was Prototype and the something with a Z, which is amazing. The Rippers. Rippers.
Oh, because, early 2000s.
Then we go to Super Easy. John Cena made his WWE television debut answering an open challenge from which wrestler?
I honestly thought when you said the first question you were saying was hard, I thought you were being sarcastic for a second.
No, that was the hard.
That's like a terrible one. Yeah, Kirk Angel.
Yes. Do you know what year that was?
2002.
Yeah, of course.
That's like the year a lot of people debuted. It would have been him, Batista, Lesnar, Orton, all that year.
That's right. Cena's first official WWE pay-per-view match was at Vengeance 2002. Who was his opponent?
Jericho.
Correct. Who won?
Jericho.
No. Well, they said Cena. Before the Doctor of Thugonomics, I don't think that makes sense. It said Cena had an unused gimmick inspired by which famous 1990s rapper?
Vanilla Ice.
Correct.
That's just his Halloween costume, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get what they're coming from there, but I don't think that works.
At WrestleMania 21, John Cena won his first world championship by defeating whom?
JBL.
Correct. For what title?
WWE title.
Correct. Cena has recorded music outside WWE. What was the title of his 2005 rap album?
You Can't See Me?
Yes, you nerd.
I think had to be something like that.
Yeah. Cena has granted more wishes for Make-A-Wish than any other celebrity. Approximately how many?
1,300.
Cut that exactly in half.
700.
650. Good mathing. The most in history. Cena.
I swear it was quad digits. I don't know.
It might be by now. Who knows when they're pulling this information from,
That's
right?
True.
Cena,
I know he's done a crap load.
Cena starred in a 2015 comedy alongside Amy Schumer and Bill Hader. What was the movie?
I don't know.
Trainwreck. You're dumb.
That doesn't sound like a thing I would know.
It's not. 2002, this is, though. Cena teamed with which future WWE Hall of Famer to challenge for the WWE Tag Team Championship against Billy and Chuck? Is this true?
Is it?
I almost want to fact check this.
I don't know. Who would this be?
A Hall of Famer. An overweight Hall of Famer. I don't think this is true. They're saying Rikishi.
Rikishi would have still been right. There's a chance that it happened on an off episode, but like
somebody fact check.
There's a chance on that. I think I don't think that's unreasonable.
Cena uses the AA, but what was its original name during his heel rapper? Sorry.
FU.
Yes, and a parody of the Brock Lesnar's F5 apparently.
That does make it funnier.
It does. What was Cena's finishing submission move called when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics?
STFU.
Right.
Which is also kind of funny.
It is. Cena won his first United States Championship from which superstar?
Big Show.
At?
WrestleMania 20.
Yes. I actually, when he was doing the hip-hop heel rapper, I thought he was awesome. Because he had lyrics every week for whoever he was, and
like
wearing
Max Caster used to
wearing like jerseys of the whatever.
That's why like when they don't make a lot of Thugonomics elites because like they have to censor the jerseys every time. Like they make it the color, but like it'll always say like
because licensed.
People want Thugonomics figures, yeah. When people want elites of Thugonomics Cena, you can never make it perfectly accurate. He's always wearing like something, right? Like he's wearing like a Lakers jersey or something like that, right?
That character was really good. I'm not gonna lie. At ECW One Night Stand 2006, Cena defended the WWE Championship against which ECW icon?
RVD.
Yep. Which legendary manager briefly aligned with Cena during his earliest SmackDown days in 2002? That's not right. I don't think this is right.
Eddie Long?
He's not even a manager.
Who?
Bull Buchanan.
That's not. No. That he was. Like
they were
Cena's,
with him.
Yeah.
B2.
No,
B squared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Rodney Mack with him at some point?
Yeah.
As well?
So that's that question.
R-Dog or something.
Questions.
Yeah. No. Like I mean, sure, but no.
Yeah. Not a manager. He was like aligned with him for sure.
He's like a second. He's like a muscle.
Yeah. John Cena became a free agent in Storyline in 2017. Which brand was he originally drafted to in the 2016 draft?
SmackDown.
Yes. Was that a guess or you just knew?
Oh, I knew because he had a whole few styles and he
right.
Was there doing things.
Cena co-starred with Jackie Chan in an action film in 2024. No,
First I'm hearing about it.
me too.
It seems like something you would hear about.
Is this
That's
true?
kind
It
of
is saying
interesting.
hidden strike. So I'm quickly looking it up, and it is true.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can hear people yelling in the hallway.
Cool. Maybe they knew the answer, and they're saying you're dumb at wrestling trivia.
Hidden strike.
Idiot. Cena hosted which long-running American TV game show? It's one where you challenge elementary children. I'll
So
say
you
that.
think you're smarter than a fourth grader?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Idiot.
That's a win for me.
Yeah, that's pretty damn close. I don't even know. Is that even true? I don't remember it, but
I just guessed a show. I knew it was something like that, so I think that's fair.
from 2007 to 2010, Cena had a notable rivalry with Randall Orton. At which pay-per-view did they have an I Quit match for the WWE Championship?
I do know. Is it Breaking Point?
Yes, what year?
09.
My God, you are a nerd.
Well, I knew I do remember because I think that's like the handcuff STF spot. I'm pretty sure it's that match. And they only did Breaking Point in 2009. So that was like the submission theme show.
Nice. Two more. Cena made a cameo in which DC movie before starring in his own spin-off series, Peacemaker?
Suicide Squad.
Correct. I'm sure you
Or
saw that.
the Suicide Squad. I actually haven't, but I've heard good things.
Oh,
Because it's weird. They have in 2016 they did Suicide Squad, which is the one with Jared Leto as Joker, and Jared Leto's a freak.
right.
And also that one was terrible. And then in 2021 they did the Suicide Squad, which is the one that Cena's in.
Oh, so I thought you were just saying the Suicide Squad to be a stickler, but it's actually
No, there is actually a difference. It's kind of like a couple years ago they did the Batman. It's
Batman.
And then Batman. And then also in the Suicide Squad, there's also Idris Elba's in that.
Nice.
As well.
Charles. How
Charles. I remember I don't remember why we watched it. I think it was back when we did the COVID movie nights with me and mom and Nate, and like we were watching that Fast and Furious spin-off with Jason Statham and The Rock, and it was Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Idris Elba's the villain. I remember because we had been watching The Office, I just kept calling him Charles.
Of course.
I thought it was hilarious. He's like playing this badass cyborg villain. I'm just like, you're Charles.
Last question. 2003. Is this right? Let's see. Cena debuted a custom spinner version of which title?
U.S. title.
Okay, it was right. I thought he went with the main one first.
He did have a U.S. spinner.
I'm going to believe you. All right, very well done. So we'll move into our final segment. We'll talk about Raw. We'll talk about NXT, notable stuff from that. It's Highspots and Restholds. Okay, Raw. Notable things happened for sure on this episode, whether you liked it or not. Did you see any of the Dom and Cena interaction?
Not much that I remembered.
I actually thought it was really good because Dom was awesome and he was kind of like, and the crowd was super into it. They're back to like booing Dom violently just because.
That's good because I feel like they should be, especially if he's going to do it right.
Especially in this role with Cena, right?
That's true, yeah.
And it's kind of like he's doing the I'm better than you and you were in your prime and I'm not in my prime yet. I would whoop any era of Cena, etc. And then he tells him, and tonight Cena is like, I'm invincible. I'm going to take the title. There's a lot more to it. It's quite lengthy. Triple H was shoehorned in there, obviously, right? He has to be involved in this somehow.
Yeah, I saw someone say that too. And I was like, yeah, of course, Triple H has to get his ego trip out of the way first.
And it's like the
had to introduce him.
The Mania like promo things that are already coming out. I think it's for Mania or whatever they are, where they're like, is it playing poker or something?
Yeah, it's like Cena, not Cena, Punk, Roman, Lesnar, and I think Triple H. Maybe Cody too, I think. Probably Cody.
But this was a really good segment. They played really well off of each other. And then it led straight into the match, right? Because they made the match for the IC title right then and there. And long story short, Cena wins, right? And gets the Intercontinental title to complete the career Grand Slam, which is a nice thing to do for him on his way out.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of interesting if he was just like one of the ones to never do it, but I do understand like wanting to do that for like his last run. It is cool.
And I think he's down to 3 appearances left, I believe is what it is.
I think he's got one more Raw, Survivor Series, and his last match.
And then other notable stuff, because they're running the Cena tournament now, or whatever they're calling it.
Last time is now tournament. Just to really establish, because we've been talking about how Damian Priest has slid down the card. Did you see he loses to Rusev here? Yes.
So I think Priest is doing some sort of something's wrong with his eyes.
He got fireballed.
Oh, that's what it was. So it was an eye gouge and the Machka kick for the win for Rusev there. Then you had, my note says, Punk, Cody, and Yeet brawl with the Vision and Logan Paul. He's been reduced. Listen, man, if you're gonna,
we called Shafir play for a while.
if you're gonna make your career off of a stupid made up word,
we're allowed to refer to you as such.
Right. So the faces prevail and stand tall. I don't know. They just don't feel like they go well together. Punk, Cody, and Yeet.
No, it's just War Games.
Right, and that's what I'd said. It's leading to War Games.
Yeah, because heel faction, and I don't even know how I feel about Logan Paul in the Division unless it's if it's permanent. I don't know how I feel.
Is he in or is he just aligned with them? We don't know.
I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't care enough to know either.
They did have Regal do the line, of course, for War Games.
Yeah, which I guess is nice. I love Regal.
Another notable thing happened that I think had to happen. It's Vicaire beating Rodriguez. That's not the notable thing. Perez then attacks Vicaire after Nikki Bella comes out to even the odds, and then Nikki Bella turns on Vicaire, right, and hits her with the belt. Nikki Bella cannot be a babyface, right? There's just something about her delivery where I'm like, you are insincere. This is not you,
Cody.
So that insincerity is much easier to do as a heel. So
yeah, for sure.
If you're making me watch Nikki Bella on Raw, you have to make her a heel. So I'm okay with this. I don't look forward to a Vicaire Bella match because I don't need to see.
This isn't even the first time she's done that too. She did a comeback run in the lead up to the first Evolution. She turned heel. Her and Brie turned heel on Ronda Rousey. So it's not even this is a rinse repeat.
Copy paste.
It's just now it's after Evolution.
Another Cena tournament match. Sheamus beat Nakamura. So again,
I know it makes sense because Sheamus is the one with a lot of history with Cena.
Right.
With Nakamura had that one match where he dropped Cena on his head.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not saying Sheamus shouldn't be winning here. I'm just it sucks that Nakamura just keeps losing stuff.
It does.
You see him. I think it's him, Zayn, Phoenix, poor Phoenix, and the Machine Guns against Solo and the MFTs in a Survivor Series elimination match on SmackDown though.
Wow. Old school Survivor Series
that
match.
Back, but on SmackDown.
Sounds great. We won't see it. They can fill their 3 hours with
not yet
elimination matches
with Tala Tonga. You see Rey Phoenix dropped a match to Tala Tonga the other week.
Poor Phoenix.
Phoenix is this is why you don't burn bridges.
So the problem is they don't embrace his style, which is amazing. He is unbelievable
Phoenix
in the ring.
Insane. I forget that because I haven't seen him in well over a year.
And he doesn't talk, and his character work's not good. So what did he think
the more interesting one, and they don't do much with him either.
I hope he got paid. Anyways, I'm sure
he's getting the bag, I guess. Same with McIntyre. Even though McIntyre, you see,
grab that bag.
So many people post about McIntyre's win-loss record in big title matches recently. He's
great.
One, depending on how far you back. I think lately he's been 0-13 or something. I don't know. It's terrible. He's it's terrible.
That is terrible. The last thing I had is we get new women's tag champs, right?
Yeah.
The Kabuki Warriors beat Bliss and Charlotte. And then, did you see who gets involved leading to the finish? New power tag team?
Yes.
Nia Jax and?
Lash Legend.
Lash Legend's there. She actually did hit a pretty nasty looking forearm.
On Io?
So then, yeah.
Yes, I did see that. That did look good.
All four beat down the faces after the match. Io comes out, fights off 3 of the 4 before getting just starched by Lash with a forearm. And then that leads to the return of Rhea Ripley in a mask.
I was telling you, WWE is so rinse repeat, especially with their women's booking these matches, but in general, because I feel we've felt it's been pretty creatively void for a lot of the year, and rinse repeat with the Vision opens the show, the Vision closes the show, a lot of repetition. But WWE is so predictable and rinse repeat that this is the second year in a row where we have a random women's War Games match and Rhea Ripley returns in the build-up with a face mask. She was wearing a face mask last year.
That's right.
They can't control that, but what are the odds that 2 years in a row she returns? I don't know how long she's been gone. She returns for War Games with a protective mask on.
They made a moment.
How does that happen twice?
It's a moment.
How does the same moment happen twice?
Because
I don't understand.
People's memories. It's like Vince is at the reins again, and he's going, they won't remember.
I genuinely don't understand how that happens 2 years in a row. And Io's there again because Io's been in every War Games match, which is kind of cool for her.
Bet you she goes in a trash can and jumps off the top.
If she does, I swear to God.
That's a moment. Another moment.
Yeah. I don't understand. it's like, because again, the face mask thing is just a funny coincidence, but it's that on top of them doing the exact same thing as
Right.
last year. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know.
Like, how do you do that?
Well, because they're devoid of creativity, so they just do the same
Maybe they
thing.
are using AI, and this is AI's idea. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, because AI pulls from what's out there already, right? It's not
That's
like
why Lashley's becoming Tensai.
right. That's right. So switching to NXT from Tuesday, started out with NXT Women's Champion Tatum Paxley with the rest of the culling in the ring to start. So she's talking about she needs to start listening to her friends. She feels terrible about losing the match last week and the miscommunication with Izzy Dame. Dame has forgiven her since that's what best friends do. And then, sorry, I just need to plug in. I'm about to lose power.
Unprofessional.
And this
wildly unprofessional.
Very professional.
Right here. Terrible.
I think crisis averted. We have power. Dame, again, she tells Paxley, you need to stop making irrational decisions. Stop giving title matches to anyone that walks through the door. Seems like decent advice, to be honest. The more you defend the title, the more you risk losing it. Is that how that works?
I mean, technically.
Seems pretty evident. Fatal Influence walked down to the ring. JC Jane wants Paxley basically to prove she's not a fluke. Paxley should only give opportunities to people who deserve it. And guess who deserves it? JC Jane herself. The right thing to do is to give JC Jane her rematch. So Paxley basically teases. She's like, I should, not give it to anyone, blah, 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 and I won't after Gold Rush. So it's like she is giving JC Jane the rematch. Izzy Dame is not happy about it. This was a little bit longer than maybe it needed to be, but I do like the dynamic. You've got Paxley, who's a legit babyface, and Izzy Dame, who I think we can agree is
leaning heel,
a fake babyface, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. What's that?
Baby fake?
Baby fake. And Paxley is very over with the NXT crowd, so she's I think she's losing to JC Jane.
Really?
Already. I do.
Really?
Because I think that's the springboard into Dame and Paxley.
There's a lot of title matches. They're even getting like Evolve and AAA.
It's Gold Rush, bro.
On there. I guess so.
I think that it's like Paxley loses and they're like, I told you so, right? Like you...
I don't know.
I don't know. That's what if I had to predict it. If we were doing predictions, I would take it.
It's an experimental run for Paxley. I feel like you actually need to experiment with it a bit, though.
I think this is like the brief little... Didn't they do this with Trick? Wasn't his first one brief?
It was.
So they're copy and pasting. Again, AI is writing, so AI has pulled that.
That's true. If AI is writing, this is what's happening.
Vanity Project make a cameo backstage. They're kind of talking to Ava when Ethan Page and I almost called her Rachel Green, Chelsea Green. Well, I haven't done that in so long.
I kind of like Jackson Drake. I think he's interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. Anyways, Green and Page don't think Hendry and Hale deserve a title shot. Ava makes a match between Hale and Alba Fire for later in the show. And that's what I want to say. I feel like we need more of Vanity Project. I like them, and they're way more interesting than a lot of things at NXT. And from what I've seen, like they're ready to move up, if that's the right term. Like, why are we getting... And we're going to get Jasper Troy, and we're going to get... What's her name? I forget already.
Skylar Ray.
Right. So they're like exponentially more ready for NXT than those two are.
Jackson Drake next week.
What's that?
No, sorry. I think he's in 2 weeks because I know Jackson Drake's defending the Evolve title against Legacy on one of the weeks for Gold Rush. I'm pretty sure the second week. So I think next week's the one with the NXT title matches with like Paxley.
It's 2 weeks, yeah. And I think the first week is more.
Is Saints defending or no? Yeah, no. I don't know. Anyways, I think the second week is the Evolve matches. I'm pretty sure. I know I was looking at it, so hold on. I'll look at it while you keep going.
Jasper Troy is your new speed champion.
Gross.
He beat El Grande Americano in just under the 5-minute threshold. Man, I don't know what.
Okay, I remember. The first week is more the NXT matches because it's women's North American title, Blake and Ruka, then Paxley Jane, NXT tag titles, Dark States, Slater and Evans, and then the AAA mixed tag titles,
right?
Which you're just talking about. And then the second week is the Knockouts title with Lei Yingli, Grace, and Kalani. Then women's speed title, Henley and Zarya, and then the 2 different Evolve titles. I
assume Zarya is winning too, and that sort of maybe moves things along with her and Ruka.
And Ruka doesn't win, I would assume.
Right.
Why would take out Mariah May?
And I have one of your belts now, sort of deal.
I'd like Evans and Slater to win, even though I don't think they will.
Yeah. So somebody must be high on Jasper Troy, but I'm not one of them, and you're even less so.
think he's so like it's so like
Underdeveloped, right?
lame.
It's
Like
like
it's like they didn't even try.
he's a big guy with chains.
It's like they knew they want to push him and reverse engineer it from there,
It
but then
feels
like
like it.
not even reverse engineer. It's just like they just knew they wanted to push him and like forgot to fully develop something.
Yeah.
Not fully develop, but like develop a character to work on. Like, what is he? Just like a big guy.
Big guy with chains who
Yeah.
abysses offense poorly.
And kind of wears Abyss's ring gear.
So the other two El Grandes got involved because I never remember their names.
Rio and Bravo.
There you go. They got
it worries because now like they like I saw on Super's card they have a new season, so they have cards under those names now. It's like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate just gone now.
I think so. Until
Like
this runs its course.
So now I have to complain about like so I just got Butch out of here just like a year or two ago, and now we're doing Rio.
I think they'll get released after this because there's nothing for them.
Although apparently
Pete Dunne's an agent.
Yeah, I forget who was saying it, but someone was saying like Pete thinks Pete Dunne will be valuable in terms of that. Like, so Dunne's fine in terms of a job, but I don't care about that. I want to see him on TV.
Yeah, me too. So El Grande Americano tried to cheat with the loaded mask, but it didn't work. And then it was Black Hole Slam, and it's over, and we got a new champ.
Yeah, because I simply want to move those to NXT people, right? Like, kind of how
great.
I guess Ruco's already an NXT person, but like I'm assuming they didn't want it on Americano, since why would he come down to NXT?
And he's doing other things, and he doesn't even use that belt on any, like when he's on TV on other shows, he doesn't have it with him or anything. So
no, because they're NXT belts now for some reason.
Right. Sol Ruca tells Ava that she's cleared to return to action, and I'm saying I do think that injury wasn't real. Because it's pretty fast to go from
That's so stupid
being on crutches, unable to walk, to like 2 weeks later, I'm cleared to wrestle, or what, 2-3 weeks.
Because the whole defend the title for me thing, that's not, no.
I think it's playing into the Monroe part, which we'll get to.
I saw her segment. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd seen it. So
I haven't like really watched it, but
Thea Hale beat Alba Fire in 11 minutes. You got Ethan Page gets up on the apron. Joe Hendry grabs him, throws him into the ring post. Green goes to slap Hendry. Hendry ducks, and the slap lands on Page. Hale suicide dive to Green on the floor. Gets back in the ring, takes a super kick, and then I thought it was kind of a cool, like, she counters the gory bomb into like some sort of roll up for the win, which was good. Match was fine. Hale gets a win, and the action on the outside furthers that storyline, right? I don't know. I was hoping for something better for Thea Hale than to just
beat Joe Hendry,
because it feels similar in tone to the Chase U stuff, right? And I'd like them to try and do well. They did the grown ass woman, which I guess was kind of nothing and didn't take.
They gave her Eddie Edwards theme. I didn't forget about that.
Right. So I don't know. Ricky Saints tells Tatum Paxley backstage that she should be the champion and that she wants, be the champion that she wants to be and not listen to others. Izzy Dame kind of shows up and ushers Paxley away from this advice that contradicts her own advice. And then, yeah, here we go. Blake Monroe interviews herself. So, I get it. They're going, this is the glamour, and this is the woman from hell. Kayfabe-wise, how are we seeing this?
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. It's kind of like the Bailey's Voices, or when Hogan sees Warrior in the mirror, and it's like, why are we seeing it? But then like Bischoff's the only one who can see it, so then Bischoff looks stupid, right?
And there is suspension of disbelief. I get it. You have to with wrestling a lot.
It's like she doesn't need to be some psycho with a split personality. It's like in AEW, she was the glamour and the woman from hell, but it was like, oh, it's because she's this beautiful woman who's gonna like psychotically murder you. But like, it wasn't like she was like this dual personality thing, like she's Moon Knight or something. It's like she was just someone with like who just has the appearance.
She happens to be beautiful, but is a violent person. Not
like where it's like two sides of her. Like this just feels like a step too far, and like it feels like they're taking they're going too far with that kind of direction.
And so she teased somebody was coming this week, and this is what we got. And the other thing I thought was weird was that the woman from hell is the one going, almost like, you didn't really earn that title. Sol Ruca never lost that like, the woman from hell is like, you need to legitimately beat Sol Ruca.
Also, if they're both sides of her, why are they not both holding a belt?
Right.
I don't know. I thought it was weird.
I think she's saying there's only one way to beat Sol, and she needs to let the dark side of Blake be a part of this. So I think the point is,
in a match where there's not no DQ.
I think it means you're gonna target the crap out of her leg that she maybe is back too early on. Like, just
Yeah,
viciously target that immediately and often throughout.
I just don't like what they're doing with her.
I it's fine, but we know she is so much better than
Like,
fine. So
that's what I'm
that's the
saying. Like,
problem.
I think
She's
her early presentation was pretty bad. Like, I really didn't like it.
It
I
got
don't
better,
think.
but it's still well beneath her
I
ceiling.
agree. I think it's better now to where it's not like it's not unbearable. Because I think, and like, correct me if I'm wrong, there were some times early on where it was pretty unbearable.
I
Like,
think that WWE brought her in and tried to do something completely different,
I don't
and
think
now
they
they're
did
like inching their way back to just
the AEW
copying,
version because
right?
her
Which was
AEW
awesome.
character was so perfect. Like, she's
But
pretty young, right? I think we've been over this. Like, I
she
pray that
is.
she comes back someday
Credit where
because
credit
she's
is
so great.
credit is due. I think part of it was having Tony Storm to work off of too.
I agree. Like, we are not fans of that character. Myself, definitely not.
Right.
But her character was. I think that feud made them both great because
I agree.
I will like Tony Storm. The time I probably liked that character most was with Mariah May, easily with Mariah May.
Yep. Me
Um,
too.
and yeah, I do think that was definitely part of what made that character
They
work.
played
Even
off
without
each other
that,
beautifully.
it was fine. But like, yes, they just it. Mariah May was, I think, the only person who was really good at like working off the ridiculousness of Tony Storm's character without looking stupid. Because
And
a lot
she
of people, it plagues them, right? Like Serena D, Perazzo, Statlander,
and she could
all of
look
these.
just like her when she wanted to, right? Which was cool.
That was awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many people when they go up against Storm's character and they just look like idiots for talking normally to like this walking caricature.
I'd
And Mariah May could nail it, right? And then so I think, yeah, it definitely has seemed like from what I've been keeping tabs on here and there, like they are trying to inch their way closer to Mariah May. I feel like,
and it's
which
interesting because
is
I think
smart.
if you look, like if you Google image that segment, I'm pretty sure the Woman from Hell version was wearing like a pretty traditional Tony Storm, like
Yeah, I
one
think
piece
so.
black leotardish outfit.
You know what I saw was funny? I've seen people posting around like the pictures. How many of the current champions are former AEW people?
Yeah.
Ego, Starks, Cargill, Punk, Cody, Mariah May.
It's probably
And
intentional to be like, hey guys, when we offer you a spot back, you should take it.
yeah, but then it's like, people will be like, oh, AEW's got too many former WWE guys. All these champions are former AEW guys, and
Mhm.
especially in the case of Starks, Cargill,
Mhm.
May, and Ego, where Punk and Cody had tenure before. So if you want to argue they're either or, that's fair.
Yep.
But these four are not,
I
and so
know.
it's like, I don't know. It's kind of funny how that works.
Jordan Grace interviewed by Sarah Schreiber. I actually thought Jordan Grace sounded natural here, and she usually doesn't. It was really quick, and she's just saying like, Kalani had to cheat to beat me. I've been the knockouts title synonymous with me. I was knockouts champion back when you were still whatever her athletic stuff was before wrestling, cheerleading, gymnastics, something like that.
Who cares?
She's going to make history in 2 weeks when she wins it again. So yeah, she sounded good here, and she doesn't always. Javon Evans, one of the best things on NXT, gets into the ring. He's excited to be in the Cena tournament. He's nervous about wrestling Gunther and wrestling.
Yeah, we hadn't mentioned that. Javon versus Gunther is a crazy match.
He's going to get
Like,
chopped in half.
I don't believe they'll do it full justice because it's Raw.
Mhm.
But I do want to watch that. I saw that and I texted you about it. I was like, that's a crazy match to get.
that
Like,
is crazy.
I can't lie. I'm kind of invested. Like, because it's just such a crazy styles contrast. Like, such a crazy match to get.
Oh, even better if it were Chubby Walter, but those days are over.
That would be terrible. That would be terrible, especially if it was like, imagine Chubby Walter versus skinnier Javon.
I know. Like,
that would
Javon
be
when he debuted,
terrible.
be crazy.
Yeah, this is gonna be. I am definitely gonna watch that though.
Me too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people like that's a fresh matchup. When do you get a match that fresh on Raw?
I know.
You know what I mean? Or like Dragunov. Honestly, the clips I've seen of his open challenge matches kind of makes me want to watch it because he's been going against Gargano and Fraser and Axiom, and these matches look really fun.
I know.
Like, I've seen spots from this. I was showing you, or I didn't show you, but I told you. But Axiom did like that moonsault DDT to Dragunov, and Dragunov took it like a champ. My God,
he's the best.
But like, just that's why something like Javon's so great, because that's such a fresh match to get on Raw. That's crazy. I mean, obviously Javon won't win, given the rumors, and just because I don't think he would anyways.
No, me either.
It's an interesting match nonetheless. And something we also forgot to talk about was, I was telling you about this too, is that Cena wanted some NXT main roster exhibition
Yeah.
match on his last show. So that's gonna be kind
cool.
of interesting.
Yeah,
I would assume Javon gets on there.
he should.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky Saints defended against someone like mid card. On
Maybe
main roster, you know what I mean?
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page could get on the show. I would think so. I think like that's a great opportunity to like soft launch whoever they're thinking of calling up, right?
When in reality, it'll be Jasper Troy.
Jasper Troy. Who else? I don't know who else would be like terrible. Like someone from NIL, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like bring in some Evolve people.
Tyra May Steele.
Kendall Gray.
Anyways, so Amy puts Leon Slater because he got Amy to put Leon Slater since Leon can't be there in the production truck. It's like, Amy, put him up on the screen.
I didn't know production people had names.
Yep, they do now. So basically, Slater's been talking to Santino, Evans has been talking to Ava, and those two will get a tag title match against Dark State at Gold Rush. Dark State come out, kind of imply they're going to come take out Evans, but Evans is one step ahead, kind of, because Slater is actually there, and he comes out, and two kind of skinny dudes fight off 4 men, right? So I get that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I did see this, and I thought it was kind of cool how they outsmarted them, but then it's like, oh, it's these two slim, skinny guys beating up 4 guys. One of which, like, Oresis Griffin's, like,
Oresis,
like Osiris, whatever. Yeah. And Cutler James is, like, he's a tall, lanky dude, too. None of them are built bad, to the point being, right? And, like...
I thought it was funny, too. And they've been presented as this, like, dominant force that just use the numbers game.
Tag champions. Yeah. So they're supposed to be good at this stuff. Like,
it's kind of funny.
I thought that was so funny.
Me
like,
too.
I don't care because I don't like Dark State. And I think Javon and Slater are awesome, but like for Dark State, that's terrible.
Evans and Slater are so entertaining together. They come across as like young, cool, super athletes, and they have this kind of natural rapport and energy. I find them in ring or out of the ring,
and like
super
an easy
entertaining.
Charisma, you know?
Easy charisma.
And especially Javon, just because I've seen more of him. I think Javon is so incredibly entertaining.
Good.
Like,
so talented.
I can't stress enough how much I wish he was on something I'd like to watch.
I know.
Because I like to watch him.
He's the best thing on NXT.
And like I play as him in 2K all the time because he's naturally he's super fun to play as.
He's great.
But like we said this before too. If he came around in Prime NXT, that would just be insane.
My final note was Big Bad Dark State come out on the short end of a 4-on-2 in their favor.
That's just like that would never happen in the Shield.
No,
ever. I think they lost once a 3-on-1 handicap match to Punk once because they were telling a dissension storyline, right? But like, especially at least in the first year of the Shield being around, like. This when they were like dominant in 6-man tag, like this wasn't happening. They were beating up The Rock and Big Show. This is not the Shield.
Oh hell no.
We're so far removed. Like don't ever compare them. You can't.
Trick Williams is approached by Kalani Jordan backstage, who says it's lonely at the top as a champion. Jordan says you had to look out for yourself, and Trick said that's what he's been saying. He tells her to show everybody why she is her. So.
Oh, because Melo's him, and they're engaged.
And could they like make a faction with these three?
Sorry, it's Trick, Lonnie, and
Mello if he moves up.
Oh,
if they move up.
I mean, that would
kind
be
of cool. Even embrace Mello and Lonnie as a couple, and Trick's like their friend / heater.
Yes, revert Trick back to the role he
yes. Just reset because people don't watch NXT.
Yeah, and Trick
people don't watch SmackDown either, for that matter. It's under 1 million, I think.
Although it kind of Melo's a face now, though.
So this felt a bit strange because Trick was almost like he's a super mega heel, like giving decent advice here, right? Like, you know,
the heels are right.
So, anyways, Fallon Henley beat Skylar Ray, who is not good at wrestling, in my opinion. It was just over 2 minutes in the speed tournament, but she is so green. There was one, I don't know if it was like
Chelsea
swinging DDT or something she was trying to hit that looked dangerous for Henley. And Henley's a good hand, but she couldn't make this woman look good at all. If she's getting matches on TV, why can't Vanity Project be there? They need to flip where these people are, right?
That's fair.
Lainey Reed has one more thing she needs to do, and I thought at that point it was maybe take out Zarya to soften up But no, it was, what did she do? She went and smacked Kendall Gray, I think it was.
I'm just looking at this thing.
It was a really good slap too, actually.
I'm looking at this thing that says a number of talent declining being the ones to face Dragunov in the open challenge just because of the exhaustion and pain they'd have to endure in the match. But a lot of people are in awe of his work ethic. Because, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to be facing Dragunov either.
Nope, because that's why him and Gunther are a match made in heaven, because remember we always be like, they just make an agreement that, yeah, you can just actually beat the hell out of me.
I will always say that their NXT UK match was probably one of the most uncomfortable matches to watch.
It is so uncomfortable because they are so really
and awe-inspiring at the same time.
Yeah, killing each other.
It's almost as uncomfortable as when Hangman put a needle in Swerve's cheek. Almost, but because Dragunov, it's terrible.
It's great. Very surprising to me, Tavion Heights beat Josh Briggs clean as a sheet in like 9 minutes. It was, I think Briggs went for the big boot 3 times. Heights moved for the last one. Briggs got kind of tangled up in the ropes, and then it was just a belly to belly for the win. And I don't know, man, belly to belly is a finisher. Especially Briggs hadn't taken a ton of punishment. I'm just like,
Tavion does do a mean one though. He throws him pretty well, but
he does. He's pretty bland in general, though. I worry about him a little bit. I don't know. I just thought Briggs had been sort of being, not pushed isn't the right word, but established, I guess, as like a solid heel. Except that, man, his entrance gear has got
is he still the smoking?
Yes, okay. And it's so cheesy. But anyways. Laney Reed, I said, slapped Kendall Gray. Ricky Saints retained in the main event, which was actually a very good match, better than the match they just had at Halloween Havoc, wherever was that it, I think. So this was a last man standing. It only got about 13 minutes, which is pretty crazy to think.
That's so lame.
And I wasn't annoyed by the counting stuff. It didn't seem to happen that much. But it was the standard kendo sticks, trash cans, lots of trash can lids, chains, the paper wall. Did you see? I'm assuming you saw the finishing spot. It looked pretty great.
It did.
Trick is like standing on the barricade, basically acknowledging the crowd and stuff, and just gets speared off of that and through the announce table, and it looked great.
The angling of the shot was also really
well done.
Yeah.
The stair spot was funny because I think it was Trick hit a really good looking actually Trick knee coming off of the steel steps onto the floor, and then he took the steps with the cutout and put it over Saints and stood on it, thinking like, obviously Ricky Saints can just slip out the back. Like there's a couple times where Trick looked really stupid, like he's dominating and he just stops to like acknowledge the crowd or taunt or whatever, and then Saints ends up coming back. So Trick looked kind of stupid there, but I guess he's a dumb heel. So yeah, Saints wins with that spear off the barricade through the table, which looked great. Expected outcome, but a fun match, better than the match they just had. Obviously tough to compare to stuff like Blood and Guts, but in the NXT universe only, like within that context, it was a good match and a good main event. So not the worst NXT ever, but there was some stuff I didn't enjoy on it. And I think, anything else to say? I think that's it for 278.
I believe so. All
right, folks, thanks for joining us. We will be back down here next week for episode. Is Full Gear?
That's next week.
Next week? So we'll be previewing that next week in addition to all our other stuff. That's fun. So we'll make our picks and our certainty scores for that next week on top of all the usual topics. We look forward to seeing you back here next Saturday for that episode. And until then, everybody, take care.